NBC. There's this thing called NBC Now. It's a little unclear to me what it is. I guess it's like they're trying to be like young, hip NBC, or it's their LGBTQ plus NBC, something like that. They did a groundbreaking little piece here on how trans people are struggling to vote.
Voters are concerned they might be blocked from casting their ballots.
Yeah, that's because a growing number of states are enforcing stricter voter identification laws that disproportionately impact the community.
NBC Out reporter Jo Yurcaba joined us now with more on this. Jo, good morning to you. So first of all, how can voter ID laws create obstacles for transgender people? And where do we see some of the strictest voter ID laws?
Sure, yeah. So voter ID laws disproportionately impact trans people because trans people are more likely to have IDs without the name that they go by and the gender marker that reflects how they present. And recent research shows that just over 200,000 eligible trans voters in 31 states that both conduct their elections mostly in person and require or request ID at the polls don't have IDs that reflect their gender identities and the names they go by. And, you know, the states that have the strictest voter ID laws are mostly concentrated in the South and Midwest. So Tennessee, Wisconsin, Kansas. So voters there.
God, they have everybody. It's like there's all the problems over here and they have everybody looking over here constantly. Having an ID that reflects who you actually are is a key part of securing a democracy. Every Western democracy has this. We are basically the only country at this point in the civilized world who, for some reason, a certain set of our states have decided you do not need an ID to vote. When I voted last year in the California recall election, I've told you this many times, I tried to show the guy my ID and he kind of freaked out. All they wanted to know was your name and your address. It's very bizarre because I knew at the time my neighbor's name and address, and I suppose I could have gone in the very next day and said, I am him or I am her, and they would have had to let me vote. Are these people implying that these trans people that they're very worried about can't get on planes? Because you need a plane, you need an ID to get on a plane, which is, of course, the same thing that they're constantly saying about black people. Black people can't get IDs. I can't find one black person who hasn't gotten an ID. As I said yesterday, it's odd that CNN and MSNBC have not run these videos of all of these black people being turned away. Often I've seen black people on planes. Have you guys seen black people on planes? Yeah, we've all seen black people on planes. They seem to be figuring it out. It's the soft bigotry of low expectations. These people are just absolutely ridiculous. And if you are an adult who transitions, so you're a biological male, let's say you're a 32-year-old dude, and now you wish to live as a woman, and you transition, whatever that means, and you go through whatever procedures, and you legally change your name and everything else, you get a new ID. You get a new ID. So these people are just creating problems. It's like the whole house is burning down and they're worried about the dust bunny in the corner. It is just so silly.